Sorry about that. Another explanation of usability with less text, as I said before. Okay, usable product should be efficient. It gives feedback. And it's easy to navigate, it's consistent, it prevents errors, it feels familiar. So your design of a program, a website, an app or a game, any interactive interface program that you are doing should fulfill these usability factors and criteria. But there are more. Brace yourselves. Pause the video and bring a cup of coffee. There are, you can say, 5 dimensions of interaction design. Let's get the pen here. Words here. The first dimension means titles and descriptions, readable texts written with letters, of course. The second is visual. Those are illustrations, images, and photos. Colored background. Third, space, meaning objects and devices, your touchscreen or mouse. The fourth dimension and the fifth dimension, a fourth dimension is time and fifth is behavior. Let's go to the next page with some written explanation. The first dimension, words. Words are for communicating information to users. It should be meaningful and simple to understand. As it is trying to say, users are too lazy, or I should say too busy to read lots of texts. Texts annoys them, so it should be simple and quick to understand. The second dimension is visual. Visuals are supplement the words we use to communicate information to users, such as icons, images, and typography. There's a common and famous proverb, right? A picture is worth 1,000 words, meaning a single image can convey multiple ideas. Third dimension is space. Here. It's actually saying the physical objects users interact within a certain environment. Mouse, touchpad or stylus, or even the environment you are using the product, and while interacting with the computer interface. The design should be easy and usable when in crowded bus or quiet office. For example, the bus routing applications buttons should be bigger or closer to thumbs on smartphones, because people would be using the bus app outside when walking or even running. The fifth dimension here, the fourth dimension. Yeah, fourth dimension. What do you think it is? The time. Well, it's it's the amount of time a user spends interacting with the product. How to increase it? Maybe with some animations, videos, or sounds that people easily engaged with. Okay, the last dimension is the behavior. It's not something you can see easily. It's the reactions of the users when or after using the product. For instance, emotional responses or feedbacks and comments. Okay, let's get into some design laws with the names of the people who invented those laws. The first is von Restorff effect, also known as the isolation effect. Here, what does the law imply is that users people, we are the most likely to remember an object it is visually different from similar objects. This phenomenon can easily be seen in our everyday life, but the most seen example used in interaction design would be like this when choosing a payment method, making the most popular payment choice a bit differently by color or size. It tries to make the people choose that specific one, or telling people what other people prefer the most. Okay, also another easy example would be the highlighting the most bought item in the shopping site, or highlighting the most tasty food chosen by people in the menu design. Okay, the next law is Hicks' law. It implies that the amount of time that it takes to make a decision increases with the number and complexity of choices. It means when designing an interface, you should make the choices as few as possible. Guys, which one is better for you when you are in a hurry? This one or this one? Definitely the second one would be, wouldn't it? Definitely the second one is easiest to choose. It takes no time. No need of scrolling up and down. Oopsie. No need to scroll up and down here. Find the right answer. Looking for the right answer. The next is Fitts' law. This law is actually a predictive model of human movement, primarily used in human-computer interaction, HCI. This scientific law predicts that This scientific law predicts that the time required to rapidly move to a target area is a function of the ratio between distance to the target and width of the target. Well, it's a fancy way of saying that the longer the distance, the smaller the target size, the longer it takes to click or touch. It's talking about button sizes, which one is the easiest for you. Here, is it to click this one or this one? Well, okay, anyway. The next law is the Carnegie Effect. It implies that people remember uncompleted or interrupted tasks better than completed tasks. This effect usually used in RPG video games, that players should complete quests to finish the goal or something like that. Or like this. The most likely, you were most likely to remember this uncompleted task rather than completed ones, wouldn't you? Okay, the next is serial position effect. People have tendency to best remember the first and the last in a series, which means you have to emphasize the key important information in the beginning and the end, while placing the least important items in the middle of your sequence here. Okay, your homework is to find one more example each for these 5 laws and explain with only 3 sentences. As I always say, guys, 3 sentences each one with some photos and images. And most importantly, the examples you find can be or maybe you want to use or related to your project you will be making in this class. You can redraw your wireframe with those 5 laws included. Okay, good luck.